Hey, what's up guys? Brad here. So today I want to talk about Nikola stock. Now Nikola is super hot. Robinhood investors have been buying more of Nikola than any other stock in the last couple of days. The stock has more than doubled since the beginning of Monday. 2 days, the stock has more than doubled. So I want to dive into Nikola a little bit here. And I've been researching it all morning. I've got a lot to say about it. So let's get right into it. First, I want to talk about what Nikola is, okay? Nikola Corp engages in the provision of zero emissions transportation and infrastructure solutions. It designs and manufactures battery electric and hydrogen electric vehicles, electric vehicle drivetrains, vehicle components, energy storage systems, and hydrogen fueling station infrastructure. Wow. The company was founded in 2015 by Trevor Milton. Okay. So, guys, that is a lot that this company is claiming to be doing. And the reality right now is that last year the company lost $88 million. There's basically zero revenue, okay? They're not even manufacturing anything right now. The first trucks that they're supposed to have out are supposed to come out late next year, 2021. And those should be their electric semis that are going to be released. It's a bit of a scary prospect. So let's dig into Trevor Milton a little bit. He's 38 years old. He's a billionaire. The reason he's a billionaire is because he owns 40% of Nikola. And the company, was valued around $3 billion. So 40% of $3 billion puts him in the billionaire club. But let's look at what he's done in the past. So he tried to start an e-commerce company, and he got some traction with that. He was trying to compete with eBay and Amazon, but he couldn't raise enough capital, and so the company kind of blew up. Then he started a natural gas storage company, okay? Now, that ended in a lawsuit, okay? And he had to basically sell it in a fire sale to a company which actually the COO, the chief operations officer of that company that bought his natural gas storage company, is now the CEO of Nikola, okay? This guy who founded it, Trevor Milton, is no longer the CEO, all right? And this guy's name is Mark Russell. So I'm very curious. I have no idea who Mark Russell is. I don't know what he's done in the past. But this company is really on his shoulders as CEO to make it the next Tesla or whatever is causing the price to just go insane recently. People have very high hopes for this company, and I doubt many people even know who Mark Russell is. But if I was considering buying Nikola, that's the first place I would dig into. Who is Mark Russell and what is his track record? But let's talk about some other things here. So, for initially Nikola, they wanted to dominate the hydrogen-fueled trucking industry. That's what they wanted to build out. That was their business model, to get into fuel cells, hydrogen-fueled, kind of long-haul trucking. And then, of course, Tesla comes out with their all-electric semis. And Nikola pivots to kind of compete with Tesla in this space. Now, one really interesting thing that I learned today is that Nikola claims that it has had a battery breakthrough, right? It says it can get 500 watt hours per kilogram of energy density. Now, that's twice as good as Tesla's battery technology, okay? And leading scientists in the laboratory right now can only get 350 watt hours per kilogram. So, you've got this founder who's claiming that they have batteries that are twice as good as Tesla's, top batteries right now. And of course, there's nothing to back it up. There's really nothing to confirm that this is the case. So that's a huge red flag. I want to talk about the current price, guys. So the current price implies a valuation of Nikola of about $29 billion. Now, a few months ago, when the auditors were working on Nikola for the IPO that recently happened, they were trying to come up with a valuation. And so they got some estimated revenue figures from Nikola. And, Nikola estimates that in 2024, it's going to have $3 billion in revenue, okay? So the kind of valuation that these auditors were able to justify based on the trajectory of, revenues over the next 4 years was about a $3.3 billion valuation for Nikola. Now, of course, these are just projections. And when it's the company giving their revenue projections, it tends to be fairly bullish, right? They're aggressive projections because they're wanting to raise money. And so they're going to paint it in the rosiest picture. Now, if you get a $3.3 billion valuation based on a rosy picture of revenue projections, and you're looking at a $29 billion valuation for the company now based on a stock price, anywhere between, it's around $80 today, but between 75 and 85. You guys, people are thinking this company is going to go to the moon. They're thinking it's going to become the next Tesla. They're looking at Tesla right now, seeing, Tesla's hitting all-time highs just today. And they're thinking, wow, I really missed out on Tesla. What can I buy that might become the next Tesla? And they're looking at Nikola. Obviously, Nikola Tesla was the guy who invented direct current electricity, essentially. And they're seeing Nikola, well, maybe it's similar to Tesla. Obviously, it was kind of founded on a similar concept of electrifying transportation. So, it's such a story stock right now, guys. And good valuation, it's really a combination of story and numbers. And I just don't see the numbers. The story, is going to the moon, but I really don't see the numbers to justify that this company has any chance of being the next Tesla, especially considering some of the things that were said and done by the founder. So Nikola sued Tesla recently, saying the electric trucks from Tesla looked, a lot like Nikola's trucks. And they were concerned that with the bad publicity from the battery fires that Tesla was having and the, car accidents from the autonomous driving, that it was going to tarnish their brand. It was going to tarnish their image, Nikola's image. So they sued Tesla. Now, when you're a startup and you have to be very frugal with your funds to grow your business, it seems pretty ill-advised to me to spend those scarce resources suing another company, okay? So that was quite a red flag. It's also really hard to get an accurate picture of the current financials of the company because they just went public. They don't really have much in the way of public disclosures through the SEC. So it's really hard to know how much money they're spending each month, okay? And it's hard to know how long the, about $500 million in cash that they have, how long that's going to last. They still have to build their manufacturing facility to make these trucks. They need to build out the infrastructure for for these, hydrogen fueling stations. They have all of these dreams, right? And, I'm not seeing much in the way of actually executing on those dreams. It's funny, I saw in a recent interview with Trevor Milton that, the only real risk the company has is execution risk, okay? Are they going to be able to execute on what they say they're going to do? Well, it blows my mind that you could say, oh, the only risk, it's like saying the only risk we have is not being able to build this company that we are promising our investors. Well, you don't need any risk outside of that. If you can't do that, you don't have anything, okay? So I'm really nervous about all of these Robinhood investors that are piling into this company. It seems kind of like a house of cards, smoke and mirrors, a pyramid scheme. I don't know what it is, but there's just so many red flags. Trevor Milton was also quoted as saying, "Not many people can out Elon, but I'm one of them." So, oh man, wow. Let's see if I've got anything else here. There's a lot that I've covered already, but one of the claims that Trevor Milton has been making is that the company is vertically integrated. Okay, they control everything in-house. And then in another interview, he'll say, well, we outsource everything. Okay, and it's just like, well, the business plan is constantly changing, and it seems like it's constantly changing. I don't know, maybe just to make the best case to the public, the best case to investors. But when a founder is constantly changing a business plan, to me, it says, okay, I haven't thoroughly thought this through. Just kind of flying by the seat of my pants, and not in like an agile kind of startup, lean kind of startup mode kind of way, but in like, all right, what's going to sound best to investors? What can I sell? It's just so wishy-washy. I don't even know what to believe. What else? Oh yeah, the pre-orders. So one of the big financial claims is that there's 14,000 pre-orders, okay, which accounts for $10 billion of future revenue. Okay, that's the big financial claim here that investors can actually like grab onto. Okay, we've got pre-orders. We have something financially going for us. But when you dig into it, not even very much, but when you just scratch the surface of it, these pre-orders, there is no deposit required for these pre-orders. I've seen other YouTube creators who they just go on the website and they pre-order 10 trucks. Okay, now is the management team, are they factoring in those 10 pre-orders that YouTuber just made with zero money down? Are they factoring that in to this future $10 billion worth of revenue? I mean, Tesla, a lot of people gave Tesla heat for only requiring a $1,000 deposit for, the Tesla Model 3. But, when you're not taking any deposit, that's a huge difference from taking even a $1,000 deposit. Tesla, with its electric trucks, requires a $20,000 deposit, a $20,000 wire transfer in order to get in line for an electric semi. So, it just seems, I don't know, it seems ridiculous to be basing future revenue figures on pre-orders where there's absolutely no skin in the game at all. And then the idea that a company can come out and lead the way in both hydrogen fuel cell technology, with all of these hydrogen fueling stations, and at the same time be leading the way in these battery-powered vehicles, the battery-powered trucks, semis. To do those at the same time, like just to do one of those things effectively is an incredible feat, incredible feat. But to claim to be able to do both of those things in parallel, guys, it just, I can't wrap my head around it. It's not believable. Okay, so there's just so much here that screams failure. Screams failure. This is such a long shot. I really wish I had a good way to bet against Nikola, but I haven't found one. Call it put options. Put options are incredibly expensive, and I know just trying to short the stock, the best you're going to do is a double, right? The worst you're going to do is you're going to keep getting these margin calls and you're going to go bankrupt if the stock keeps going up. So I haven't figured out a good way to short this company, but I have very little hope for Nikola. And, I wish them all the best because, it's a great vision, clean trucking, transportation. I mean, there's so much diesel fuel used in this country around the world to ship products on trucks. And, I would love to have cleaner alternatives to those fossil fuels. So I really hope they succeed. I absolutely hope they succeed. But until we see some working trucks, until we see that the customers are actually like the trucks, that they're working as designed. I mean, to go from where we are now to that, just having trucks that customers like, and that's a huge thing, to go from where we are now to there. It is a massive chasm. Okay. So at this point, it is far too speculative. And I am happy if in 2 to 3 years, maybe Nikola will have, come through on its promises and delivered. And I am happy to pay a much higher price in 2 to 3 years, if there's still a lot of runway for the company. And look back to today and say, well, I could have gotten in at 75. And now I'm getting in at 500. Do I regret not getting in at 75? Absolutely not. I mean, just because if this company succeeds, that doesn't mean I'm wrong right now, okay? Based on all of the information that I have available to me, this is not a prudent investment, okay? So anyway, I hope it succeeds. I hope I'm a buyer in the future at a much higher price. That would be fine with me, but it's insane right now. So, sorry if you bought it recently and you're looking at this, but I'm hoping I'm kind of prompting some questions that you should ask yourself. If you're holding this company, if you're thinking about buying it, who is Mark Russell? Who is the CEO, right? How can they be making these claims of 2 times the battery technology that Tesla currently has? Where is this stuff coming from? What is the basis for these things, these claims, these, I think, outlandish claims? So that's all I wanted to say about Nikola, guys. I don't think I'm missing out. I am not going to buy the stock. I don't think you're missing out if you haven't bought it. But let me know what you think about Nikola. I want to learn more. It's a company, I could see following for the next couple of years. So definitely want to learn everything that I can about it. So please educate me in the comments. And that's all I got, guys. I will see you in the next video. Take care.